Welcome to Morning Joan, the most deliciously dishy podcast in all the land. I'm your host, Joan, and I'm so glad you're joining me today for a piping hot cup of tea and a healthy dose of celebrity gossip. So, let's dive right in, shall we? Today, we've got a story that's been brewing for years, and it's finally come to a head. You might remember the controversy surrounding Chrissy Teigen and her tweets from back in 2011 and 2012, where she told then 16-year-old Courtney Stodden to take a dirt nap, among other vile insults. Well, it seems like Stodden is still feeling the sting of those hurtful comments, and they're not afraid to speak out about it. In a recent interview, Stodden revealed that Teigen's tweets were so damaging that they almost succeeded in committing suicide. Yes, you heard that right. The queen of Twitter herself had such a profound impact on this young person's life that it drove them to consider ending it all. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Joan Teigen apologized for her comments back in 2021. And yes, she did. However, Stodden is saying that apology wasn't enough and that the damage had already been done. It's a complicated situation, folks, and one that raises so many questions about the power of social media and the impact our words can have on others. Was Teigen's apology sincere, or was it just a PR move to save face? And what does this say about our culture, where we prioritize likes and followers over actual human feelings? We'll be exploring all these questions and more as we dive deeper into this story. But for now, let's just take a moment to consider the gravity of Stodden's words. It's a sobering reminder that our actions have consequences and that we should always strive to be kinder and more compassionate towards one another. And with that, we'll take a quick break. But don't worry, we've got plenty more tea to spill. We'll be right back with more on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, folks. I hope you're all having a fabulous day so far. We've got a real treat for you in our middle segment today. If you're anything like me, you're already counting down the days until Halloween. I mean, who doesn't love an excuse to dress up, eat some spooky sweets, and get their thrill on? Well, it seems like the Queen of Darkness herself, Elvira, is getting into the spirit a little early this year. So, you might have heard that Elvira has partnered with 13th Floor Entertainment Group to bring her brand of spooky fun to their Haunted Hayride attraction. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the big deal about a haunted house? Well, let me tell you, this is no ordinary haunted house. With Elvira on board, you can expect a whole lot of campy humor, sexy costumes, and maybe even a few winks to her adoring fans. But that's not all, folks. Elvira's also got a new cookbook coming out in September, featuring all sorts of fearsome food and drink recipes. I mean, who wouldn't want to whip up some graveyard dirt or mummy's revenge for their next dinner party? And if you're feeling extra crafty, you can even get your hands on an exclusive Elvira apron, complete with a rendering of her famous low-cut black dress. Because, let's be real, who doesn't want to cook up some spooky snacks while looking like a vampire vixen? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Joan, this all sounds very extra. And to that, I say, guilty as charged. But honestly, can you think of a better way to get into the Halloween spirit than with a little bit of Elvira's signature sass and sparkle? I didn't think so. So if you're in the LA area and looking for a spooky good time, be sure to check out the Haunted Hayride. And even if you're not, don't worry. Elvira's got plenty of other tricks up her sleeve to keep you entertained all year round. From exclusive merchandise to new TV specials, this mistress of the dark is showing no signs of slowing down. And that's a wrap for our middle segment, folks. Stay tuned for today's last cup of tea, right here on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, darlings. We're closing out today's show with some exciting news from the world of Hollywood. I know you're all dying to know what's new and what's hot, so let's dive right in. Face it, darling, the John Wick franchise is a juggernaut, and its latest spin-off, Ballerina, has been making waves since its release. Starring the talented Ana de Armas and featuring Keanu Reeves as the iconic John Wick, this film has been a must-see for action fans everywhere. Now, I know some of you might have been hesitant to shell out the big bucks for a digital rental or purchase, but fear not, my friends. The prices have just dropped significantly. You can now rent Ballerina for a mere $9.99, down from $19.99, and buy it digitally for $19.99, down from $24.99. That's what I call a steal, darlings. Trust me on this, the film is worth every penny. With its stunning action sequences and intricate plot, Ballerina is a wild ride from start to finish. And let's be real, who doesn't love Keanu Reeves as John Wick? The man is a legend, and his presence in this film is just the icing on the cake. But what really caught my attention was Ana de Armas' recollection of seeing Keanu Reeves on set for the first time. She told The Hollywood Reporter that it was a truly iconic moment, and I can only imagine how thrilling it must have been to see him walk onto the set in full John Wick regalia. Now, I know some of you might be wondering how much screen time Keanu Reeves actually has in Ballerina. Well, let's just say he makes the most of his time on camera. His showdown with Ana de Armas' character Eve is a particular highlight of the film, and it's clear that the two have great chemistry. So, there you have it, darlings. If you haven't already, be sure to check out Ballerina on digital streaming. It's a thrilling ride that's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. That's all for today's Morning Joan. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay fabulous.